Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonhack 2018 webinar. So it's 4:30 now, and I know we've got a few people joining us on YouTube Live.
Hello, everybody.
We will be answering any questions you might have along the way. So just to get started, just a little bit of an introduction. My name is Tom. I'm the Teacher Training Manager here at Code Club Australia. And for the next hour, we'll be walking you through a little bit about what Moonhack is, about what Code Club is, and how you can run your own Moonhackathon and how you can get your students participating in Moonhack this year. So just to get started, I'm going to be sharing my screen in a little bit and be going back and forth between this view here and just a slideshow we have created for this event. So just to get started, let's share our screen. And I'm going to present this slideshow. Great. And again, any questions you might have, just place in the notes category and we will answer them. So just to get started, Moonhack 2018 this year will be on the 20th of July, which is actually the 49th anniversary of the Apollo 11 moon landing. So we're very excited about this. And just as I said, let's do a quick little introduction for who is Code Club. If you're not already familiar, Code Club Australia is an organization that is working to get every student in the country with an aim of getting every student the confidence and an opportunity to shape their world with code. So Code Club is an international organization, and you can actually set up a Code Club in your own country or be a part of Code Club Australia by setting up your own Code Club for free. Everything is free that we do, and anyone can host a Code Club in a public venue or in the school with their students. So moving forward, what exactly is Moonhack? So this will actually be the third year we will be doing Moonhack, or we'll be running Moonhack, and in the last 2 years, we broke a world record, and we're very happy for that. So in 2016, we had 10,207 kids working on Moonhack just on the day of Moonhack. And in 2017, we had just shy of 30,000, so 28,575 students. We're very proud of these numbers. And as you can see here, our goal in 2018 is 50,000 students. And we're really hoping to see this happen all across the world. This could be, last year we had people in all different, and a number of countries participating in Moonhack, and we feel that this year getting 50,000 across the world will be just a fantastic number, and we're looking forward to all of you being a part of this and people who weren't able to join it today. So moving forward. I've mentioned this a little bit, but really wanted to highlight it here. So Moonhack is for everybody. All children can participate, and anyone can upload a project on the day of Moonhack. So you don't need to be in a code club. You don't need to be sitting in a school in front of a teacher to submit a Moonhack project. And in fact, last year we had submissions from students who were just doing this in their home. Some students were doing it weird times of the night in their country, and others were doing it in the classroom. There's really anyone can participate, and I really want to make that quite clear. So if you're able to do it in your classroom, that's fantastic, and we'll talk a little about Moonhackathons in a bit. But just really wanted to let everybody know, you can run your own Moonhackathon, and we encourage you to promote the opportunity to any other young people that you know. Fantastic. Just moving forward here. So thinking about supporting Moonhack, why you should support Moonhack, and how you can support Moonhack. Now, and I really want to drive this home as a way that you can kind of sell your opportunity to young people and to parents. So we've noticed that at Code Club, when we let students know, let parents know, teachers know that being a part of Moonhack means that you're part of a record-breaking event, really is an amazing selling point for a lot of kids that are being a part of Moonhack and that they are interested in being a part of that world record. And anyone can be a part of it from their home, from their school. Like everything we do at Code Club, Moonhack is completely free, so anyone can join up. And all you'll need is a computer that has access to the internet. And just want to focus on that a little bit more as well. The Scratch project and the Python projects, and even the microbit projects, all three projects can be done offline, as long as you have access to the internet for a moment of time to be able to get access to these projects. So even if your internet connection isn't completely stable, you can still participate by downloading the projects ahead of time. Fantastic. Moving forward in this presentation, I talked a bit about how you can support Moonhack, and in that way, if you are a teacher and or a principal or a school staff member, you can host your own Moonhackathon in your school and have every student participating throughout the day. So the Moonhack project submission page is live for an entire day, and it's actually live for about 47 hours, just with the way the world, the time zones are working here. So you can actually, throughout the entire day, run it in every class that you have with students coming through. We have, a lot of code clubs are also run in libraries, and whether you run a code club at your library or not, you can host this. You can just have a one-day event that could potentially even turn into a code club, and if Moonhack is that catalyst to get it started, that's fantastic. And we also had quite a number of businesses throughout the world running a day where they brought some kids in for a little bit and ran Moonhack. And I know across Australia, a few different states will be in school holidays, and this is something that I think would be a great CSR opportunity for several organizations. So use of volunteers. Code Club is a volunteer-run organization, and the code clubs we have around the country and around the world are run by volunteers and teachers. So teaming up with a volunteer, promoting this opportunity, I think is something that a lot of code clubs can do. A lot of people running a Moonhackathon can do is being able to promote the opportunity to have a volunteer come in. Do this through Facebook, do this through Twitter, do this in person with any connections that you may have that might be interested in being part of Moonhack. And on that note, by spreading, if you are looking to have some volunteers join and you're promoting on social media, using that hashtag Moonhack really helps get the word out there. And there's plenty of great, amazing volunteers that would be interested in joining. Great. I'm going to keep moving through this PowerPoint. And I want to address one thing here. I know we have people joining from all over the world today, and I know across Australia, as I mentioned, some of the states will be in school holidays. Much of the Northern Hemisphere will be in a summer break, but you can still participate in Moonhack, even if you are not meeting with those students on that day. And I have just two suggestions for you. The first is, in the days leading up to the 20th of July, you can host a Moonhack hour with your students. And if you can do this and have students save their projects, either in the Scratch account, or if you're doing it with the microbit, or if you're doing this project in Python, students can save these projects and upload at a later date. You as the teacher can actually hold on to each link and bulk upload with a spreadsheet, or you may hold on to ask students to upload on the day of the 20th, even if you're not near them. I'll explain the submission process a little bit more as we move forward, but you'll be able to do it right on our website, either by uploading a local file or by pasting a URL to the Moonhack project. Great. So just to reiterate, if you're not meeting on the 20th of July, you can still participate by completing these projects ahead of time and submitting on the 20th of July. Great. Just moving forward again. So I'm going to be exiting the slideshow in just a little bit after I explain the projects a little bit. And I welcome you to go to that URL there, moonhack.com/projects. Each one of these projects takes roughly an hour, and that's including the challenges that are a part of the project. But we've got one for Scratch, which is a blocks-based programming language, the introductory programming language for students all over the world. If this is your first time doing any coding activities, I highly recommend the Scratch activity, which we'll look at in a second. If your students are ready for the next step and doing some base programming language, we have a Python project, and right now Python is actually the most popular language, programming language used in university. So that is more of it's definitely a more difficult project, and for those students that are ready to have that next challenge, it is a great option. And then there is a microbit project. And if you're not familiar with a microbit, it is a really affordable microcontroller that we have a very cool project that I'm excited to show off to you in just a moment. That can also be done for free using a virtual editor. So if you don't have access to a microbit chip, you can actually still participate in that project. So I'm just going to exit the presentation for a moment and show you some of these projects. And please excuse all the tabs I have open at the moment. So first, I just want to show you the microbit project. And this environment that we have here is called MakeCode. Just going to zoom in here. Makecode.microbit.org is the environment that will have you write the Moonhack project in. It is free. And you can see that there is a virtual microbit showing up on the screen. And this is actually the final project. We have all the code that's needed for this in just these 3 different programs that I'm moving around at the moment. I'm going to show you in the virtual screen what this looks like. And you can see it's actually moving a little bit. So after students create this project through some directions that we'll provide, they'll be able to play the game over here. So I'm just going to click Start and Start again, and I'll show you the project. In short, the project is, we have a dot falling from the top of the screen that has to be matched with the dot on the bottom of the screen. And what this is emulating is actually the lunar module as it lands towards the moon. So the lunar module is the dot that is falling, and the landing site is the bottom dot that is stationary. And this bottom dot and the top dot are randomly created on the screen using some of the code that we'll look at a little bit closer in a second. So again, I'm going to stop and start this, and I'm going to show you how we can play this game. So if I'll start this game, you'll see it randomly appears. If I click this in the right spot and I got it to match in the landing site, we got a check mark. So I'm going to stop it again, and this time I'm going to make sure I don't land in the right spot, and we get our X mark. So you can see students can play this game. They can speed it up, slow it down to make it more challenging or easier for them. And just to take a look at the code here, we have this blocks-based code that is randomly picking a site for our lunar module and randomly picking a site for our landing site, again on the top rows and the bottom rows. This code here is allowing it to fall, and we're using these different pauses and the amount of time that it takes for it to fall to really emulate the gravity on the moon, and also to make the game easier or harder. And we have just a simple if then else statement that will allow the user to let them know if they won. And these 2 buttons here, or these 2 blocks of code here, are allowing us to manipulate the code based on the buttons that are pressed. Now, if you're not familiar with the microbit, the MakeCode environment, it is a really cool environment in that it's similar to the way Scratch works, in that we have our different blocks that we're going to use in this area. We just click and drag them on out. But something that's a little bit different, and again, for maybe those students that are ready to move on past Scratch, but maybe not ready to move on to Python, and but still want that challenge of trying some text-based language, this environment's quite cool in that there's blocks, and you can also, in real time, change it over to a text-based language called JavaScript. And so you see it's converting it over right now. So this is the same code we were just looking at, and but we can still make changes. For instance, if I change this here, this basic.pause on line 13, if I change this to 300 milliseconds instead of 400, let's see what happens to the code. You can see the dot is actually falling much quicker now. If I go back into my blocks, you can actually see that the change is still there. Great. That's the microbit Moonhack project. And I'm actually just going to go back into video for a moment. so I can show you this project in real life. So I've got a microbit with me right here. And the microbit, as I mentioned before, $25 chip. And I've just got a little battery pack hooked up to it, which just has 2 AAAs in it. Now that program you were just looking at before in the make code environment, I connected this microbit to my computer using a micro USB cord, and then the program now lives on the chip. So I just want to show you on the back of the chip, there's a little reset button that I'm going to be clicking, and I just want to show you this game in action. So I'm going to click the reset button on the back, and just if I click this in the right spot, you saw I got that check mark just for a moment. I'll click it again, and I'm going to get it wrong, and we got our X. Great. So again, that's the microbit project, and I think it's a really awesome opportunity for students who want to see, who are interested in, and again, maybe trying blocks and text-based language, and also if you have access to pick up some of these microbit chips, it is a really great opportunity. Without further ado, we're going to look at the Scratch project and the Python project as well. So I'm going to go back into screen share. And again, please excuse all the tabs. And here is the Scratch project. So again, this is the completed Scratch project. And the students will be given a blank canvas code, and this is what they'll see at the end. But I'm just gonna maximize this project so you can see what it looks like in the end. And what this project is doing is when I click this green flag, we have the lunar module landing on the surface of the moon. You can see as I'm clicking spacebar, my speed is decreasing, but my fuel is running out. And I think you're getting a little bit of noise right now to say that I've landed on the moon with too much speed, and therefore the lunar module crashed. And the purpose of this game is to land with a speed of less than 2 without fuel running out. So we've been testing this game with quite a lot of students, and always really impressed to see just how excited they are to play this game that they've created. There you go, it's landed, and I think you're getting some new sounds here to really fortify the fact that this it's been a success and the lunar module has landed on the moon safely. And again, a lot of fun. And as I'm looking at this code right here, it does look like it looks a little bit challenging, but we've with the step-by-step tutorials we'll provide, and we'll take a look at those in a moment, we've seen students quite young, down to 7 years old, actually successfully create this project. So I definitely recommend this for any beginning little coders that we might have. Great. That is the Scratch Moonhack project. And I just want to show you, after you're done creating this project, a student can take this URL up here, which is now a custom URL just for your own project, and they'll be able to submit using that URL. And I'll show you that process a little bit later. Great. Next thing I want to show you, the last project that we have provided for Moonhack is our Moonhack Python project, which I have right here. Again, this is the final bit of code that we have here. And if I run it, ooh, we've got an error here. I'm just going to delete that. This was I was playing around with this earlier today, and that's why I had that error. So this project, what it does is it's looking at all the moons, all the planets in our solar system, and telling us the names and numbers of the moons for that planet. So it asked me to type a name of a planet. I'm going to type in Mars. And right there, it showed me the 2 different moons of Mars. And if I click this again, let's try Jupiter. And great, you can see all the moons of Jupiter. And now just really tying this into some different lessons that are available here in terms of students getting to know the solar system, students getting to understand the sciences around them, and how Moonhack can tie into that. And I just want to show you how this project is working, as I do feel that if students who are trying this might be excited to really kind of see the inner workings of this program. So what's happening here is these 17 lines of code that the students will write. is pulling on a database. And so we're going to write all our code in the main.py file. But in the classes.py file, we actually see this database. And as a part of one of the challenges students will be doing, they'll actually be going into this database and making some quick changes. So there's a bunch of code here. I just want to show you. The solar system is all laid out in here for each planet. And actually, the challenge that I mentioned earlier will be to add Pluto back into the solar system, because if you're anything like us at Code Club, we miss Pluto. So you can see on line 230, I've added Pluto back into here. And again, this is the final project after students have completed it. Fantastic. And I do want to just address some common bugs, some common errors that we've seen testing the Moonhack projects with students. First one I want to point out here in Python is that if students have not completed all the challenges associated with this project, a common error that students will run into is that if they type in the name of a planet and they do not capitalize, so you can see I typed in Mars with a lowercase m. If I click enter, oh, this one actually, I'm so sorry, this one has the final project completed with all the challenges completed. But the point I want to make here is that if students are going through this project and they haven't yet done the challenges, it will be case sensitive. And we've noticed quite a few students thinking that their program is not working because it will say Mars is not a planet, but it's because there is case sensitivity. And I just want to make you aware of that in case of any bugs that might make themselves aware to you while you are hosting your Moonhackathon or working with students on the Moonhack project. Great, so those are the different projects, and I'm just going to go back into the slideshow, which is over here, to show you some of the projects. And we might be wrapping up this Moonhack webinar a bit earlier, because I want to put you on I want to show you how to access the projects and really encourage you all to try the projects for yourself before logging off tonight. So one last note before I do change the slide here. We've provided 3 Moonhack projects for you, but this by no means means that you need to complete one of these 3 projects. Any moon-themed project can be submitted to be a part of the world record. In years past, we've seen students submit videos, YouTube links. We've seen students submit projects in different programming languages. We've seen students submit all sorts of crazy things, and we love them and we love to see them. So the 3 projects are there, and we highly encourage them if you'd like to use them. But we also highly encourage trying your own thing if you're interested in trying something at home or in the classroom. Great. Just moving forward. So a question: if you're familiar with Code Club and you've been running Code Clubs in the past, you are familiar with the step-by-step tutorials we provide. But if you're not familiar with Code Club and this is your first introduction, I just want to show you one of the step-by-step tutorials in the Scratch project. And this one here says, when the game starts, by clicking the green flag, the lunar module will appear exactly where you would like it to start by adding the code below to the lunar module sprite. Things are really out here. It's telling the students exactly what blocks they need to bring in. And this is just an example of one of the steps. And just to let you know how this works, students are being provided with the blocks that they'll need throughout the project, and then being challenged along the way. And we'll take a look at another challenge as we move forward. I'm just going to exit this slideshow again to show you the Moonhack Scratch project. So I've just got this queued up before, but it is on the Moonhack website. And you can see, just like I was explaining, this is the instructions for the Moonhack Scratch project. A little bit of an introduction here to allow for that tie-in to other cross-curricular subjects, specifically with the sciences. Do recommend going over this with the young people you'll be working with on the day of Moonhack. And then it goes into these steps. So starting off just by clicking on this link to get started, and the step-by-step tutorials they have to be able to create the project. And it's laid out and does ask students to read these different steps to understand what they are doing. Great. And again, if you've been running Code Club, I'm sure this is review, but I know a lot of people like to use Moonhack as an opportunity to get started using Code Club. So here, I think Moonhack is a great opportunity for that. And again, just getting started with the Moonhack project, it is just this quick little bit.ly link that we've set up that will allow students to see this project. So I've just got a screenshot here of what they'll see when they get started. They'll get sent right to this screen, and they'll just see the lunar module, and the stage is all set for them, but there are no blocks, no code that's provided. And the instructions will provide them that, as we saw as we walk through. If you're first time using Scratch, just kind of, I really wanted to lay out that step we were just looking at before in this slide here, in case you are brand new to Scratch. So it's asking you to bring these different things over. So we have our code here in the step that was laid out. But if you're brand new to Scratch, I definitely recommend trying the Moonhack project before doing this with students. And as I said just a moment ago, we'll wrap up a little bit earlier here, just so you have the opportunity to do that now. Or sorry, not now, but at the end of this webinar. And you can see once the blocks are added, this is what the screen will start to look like. Again, if you're familiar with Scratch, familiar with Code Club, this will be a review. But brand new to these technologies, and I definitely recommend having a play with Scratch before you move forward with the students. And here's the project that I was just showing you earlier, all done. Great. Next topic here, I want to really address the challenges. And each of the 3 projects have challenges, but just kind of highlighting the Scratch project right here, or the Scratch challenge. This is one of them. Now, I think the challenges are an incredibly important part of Code Club. And the reason for that is that it's asking the students to really take what they've learned in the past by using this step-by-step tutorials and adapting those skills to do something that is not being 100%. So just to read this challenge here, adding the thrusters. And as you could see earlier when I was demonstrating the Moonhack Scratch project, as the lunar module was falling, it had thrusters coming out the bottom, and the little sound effects were appearing as well to make it sound like thrusters were happening. So this is one of the challenges that's being asked of the students. We're not providing them the code to make this the thrusters, but instead saying, can you update your code to change its costume to add thrusters every time you burn fuel? Don't forget to add the sound. So this information here on the right is not being provided to the student. And I would recommend going back when you're going to create the Moonhack project, go back into this video if you're having a little bit of trouble doing this yourself, because here is the solution to that specific challenge. And we provide a little bit of a hint to them. So again, challenges are incredibly important to really ensure students are really taking in and understanding and able to adapt what they are learning, not just in the Moonhack project, but in Code Club projects in general. So I highly recommend doing the challenges with your students and really filling up that whole hour or hour and a half if you do have an opportunity to do so. I touched on this a little bit, but I also wanted just to really kind of fortify that Moonhack is this great cross-curricular opportunity. Especially in the Scratch project, you're looking at the gravity on the moon. And one of the challenges actually asks the student to adapt their project to if this lunar module was landing on Mars, how do we have to adapt this? How much fuel would we have to take? And asks students, it puts the student in the place of, NASA has tasked you to be able to do a similar mission that we did on the moon 49 years ago, but now on Mars. And how do we need to change things? So students will be asked to research gravity on different bodies around the solar system, and there's a great lesson in there. As you saw in the Python project, other planets of our solar system come into play here, and students are being tasked to learn a little bit more about the solar system. So you can really tie in this Moonhack project and whatever you might be doing in school in the coming weeks. A lot of maths being covered, especially in the Scratch project, and also in the microbit project. The select random numbers and the XY coordinates are really being addressed in both of those projects. And of course, we always are critical thinkers, and Code Club, you're going to be doing some coding. So I just wanted to really demonstrate these different things here. And also wanted to say that creating some sort of art project too, bringing that A into STEM. So the STEAM project that you can create, and maybe you complete one of these 3 projects and then do a second project that the students are able to submit as part of the world record. Really, the sky's the limit here. Now, I've been talking about this a bit throughout this last half hour, but hosting your own Moonhackathon is something that anyone can do. Just like anyone can run a code club, anyone can host a Moonhackathon. Do this with students in your classroom. Do this at a local library. Do this at a code club that you might already have. But you can all it takes to run a Moonhackathon is a venue and kids. And I might suggest, just when I'm taking a look at when you're thinking about bringing these projects to students, I would say you have 2 options. You can either have these step-by-step tutorials available on the screen for the students, or if you have access to printing, I really would encourage having the opportunity to hold on to the projects while the students are creating it on the screen is a really great opportunity. Great, so I'm just moving forward a little bit. Some different things for the Moonhackathon. And remember, a Moonhackathon is something that I would really suggest to do on July the. But if you're unable to do it on the 20th, you can do it any day between now and the 20th and just submit on a later date. And you as a teacher can bulk submit using a spreadsheet, or students can submit on the day using just the link, the URL created in Scratch or in Trinket or in Make Code. So before the event, make sure you register. You as the Moonhackathon host, as the teacher or the volunteer, will register your groups of students. Students do not need to register themselves, although they can do that. But you can register for your whole class or for your whole group of young kids that you're working with. Definitely familiarize yourself with the project. I said it a few times here, but we'll be wrapping up early, and I really encourage you to take that time to work through the projects yourself. Spread the word using the hashtag Moonhack, and hashtag Getkidscoding is also a great way to make sure that what you're doing is seen far and wide. And then I'm going to talk about uploading children's projects in a moment. So great. Looking at what you can do to upload projects. Now, right now, if you went to moonhack.com, you'd see a page that looks very similar to this, or exactly like this. And you'll see a register button there. And I recommend you going to that after trying out some of the projects yourself. Register your whole class or a group of students to Moonhack. And then just to let you know that how you're going to upload on the day of the 20th, on the day of Moonhack. This button will change from a register button to a submit button. And when you click on the submit button, if you did Moonhack last year, you'll be familiar with this, but there'll be an opportunity to upload a URL or a local file that you have on your computer, and submitting to be a part of the world record. And again, anyone who submits on the day is tracked and counted as part of the world record. You can do this anonymously, or you can add your name if you'd like. But it is a really great opportunity to be a part of that world record. And as I said before, you can either upload one URL at a time or one local project at a time, or you can bulk upload for the entire class or group of students that you're working with. Great, and we're nearing the end here. So I really want to encourage you right now to go to moonhack.com, register for the event, and also download the projects and try the projects. You actually won't need to download them. You can use them just right online, but it is a really great idea to be able to print them out if you have access to be able to do that. So just to reiterate everything that was said in this webinar, Moonhack is for everyone. Any person can be a part of the world record by submitting a project on the 20th of July. And I do want to just say again that it, depending on where you are in the world, that it can go into the 21st of July, just to make sure that every area in the world has access to be able to submit this project on the 20th. And you can register for students can register themselves. Parents can register one student at a time, or a Moonhackathon leader can register a whole class. So I definitely recommend doing that right away, and also taking the time to try one of these projects. If you're brand new to coding, brand new to Code Club, I highly recommend the Scratch project. And if you're ready for a challenge, the Microbit project and the Python project are really fantastic. We're really happy with what we got this year. And you'll receive some email updates along the way in order to make sure that you can effectively run your own Moonhackathon. And please do reach out to us on Twitter if you have any questions. We're really excited to be able to offer this opportunity for every part of this world record for the 3rd year in a row. And we need your help. We need your help to get to that 50,000 goal that we have. And we look forward to any questions you might have and any promotion you might be able to do. So thanks, everybody. I'm just going to go back into my video. So once again, thanks for joining. And we are finishing early in order to give you opportunity to try one of these projects. So right now, go to moonhack.com/projects and try out one of the 3 or all 3 of the projects. And please reach out if you have any questions. You can find us on Twitter at our handle is @CodeClubAUS. Great. Thanks for joining today, everybody. And we look forward to everyone being a part of Moonhack on the 20th of July. All right. Bye now.